gave up law and headed to Paris to study French cuisine, of course. Had to depose someone who lived there. It is a beautiful area. I love mountains. After all those years in Houston, where the only thing close to a hill or a mountain is a freeway overpass, I said, my tone wry, I am certainly enjoying the different terrain. I grimaced, though having to learn to drive in the mountains as we go is a bit nerve-wracking. You're doing fine, Helen Louise said. You had no problem during the pass down from the Gatlinburg area into Cherokee. Cherokee, North Carolina, was a town on the reservation of the eastern band of the Cherokee Nation, in the western part of the state, just over the Tennessee border. We had stopped there briefly to look around before continuing our journey. We both wanted to return to Cherokee after our sojourn in Asheville to explore a bit more. Thanks, I said. Honestly, though, I was so tense coming down, especially with that one guy in the truck going about 3 miles an hour. I felt like ramming him out of the way. I could tell, Helen Louise said, the barest tremor of amusement in her voice. I'm glad you didn't succumb to temptation. She glanced at her phone and its GPS. We're not that far from Asheville now. Only about another half hour, maybe 40 minutes. That's good, I said. This scenery is spectacular, I must say, but I'm not able to enjoy it as much as I'd like. I told you I'd be happy to drive, Helen Louise replied. I know, and I appreciate it, I said, but I do better with heights if I'm at the wheel. Otherwise, I can get a little too freaked out. Charlie Harris, you are a mess, a psychological mess, Helen Louise said in a mock-tragic tone. But you still love me anyway, I replied airily. Lord help me, I do. Helen Louise giggled. A sound suspiciously like a snort came from the back seat. If cats could snort in derision, Diesel would certainly do it. That's enough from the peanut gallery, I said. Diesel warbled in response. He always seemed to know when I was speaking directly to him. Ramses wanted to come too, and he wasn't happy at being left behind. Ramses was a Christmas present from a young friend. He was still too kittenish to trust out of his home environment. Diesel was several years older and well-seasoned. I'm sure he wasn't, Helen Louise said, but Azalea will spoil him even more rotten than she already does. I've no doubt of that. Azalea Berry, my housekeeper, had become devoted to Ramses after claiming for years that she didn't like cats in the house. She even displayed affection for Diesel, calling him Mr. Cat, for some reason known only to herself. Diesel didn't appear to mind. This should be a lot of fun, Helen Louise said. It's nice to get away from the everyday routine for a few days. I'm happy to be having this time with you, and neither one of us distracted by work, I said. Henry promised to call me only in the case of an extreme emergency, Helen Louise replied. Henry managed Helen Louise's French bistro in Athena, and he was more than capable of running the business and baking up to Helen Louise's Paris-trained standards. That's good, I said. I promise not to look for mysteries anywhere. Helen Louise laughed. We'll be talking a lot about mysteries every day, thankfully all fictional. That's enough for a vacation. No argument here. In recent years, I had found myself involved in several murder investigations, and though I fancied I had a knack for solving them, I wouldn't mind if I didn't encounter another one for quite some time. We chatted in desultory fashion, with the occasional feline comment thrown in, the rest of the way to Asheville. As soon as the highway exit came in sight, Helen Louise switched into navigator mode. She fed me directions step by step to the boutique hotel where we would be spending the week. That's where we would turn to go to Biltmore. Helen Louise pointed to the left not long after we exited the highway. Biltmore, the Vanderbilt estate, was the major tourist attraction in Asheville. We would view it sometime this week, depending on the